Hello students. So today we'll be continuing what we have discussed in the last video. That is, we have discussed about what is lattice vibration and got the expression for dispersion relation by considering a solid to be continuous, and that is, it is made up of continuum medium, and the vibrations present in that solid will be of the form of elastic waves, but it is true only in the case of long wavelength region, that is for lambda large the solid is considered to be continuous. So today we'll discuss by considering the discreteness. What happens? We'll discuss that by taking the example, that is the one-dimensional monoatomic lattice. We'll take the example for one-dimensional monoatomic lattice. By considering the discreteness, we'll derive the dispersion relation, that is the relation between omega and Q is called as dispersion relation. We'll derive the dispersion relation in the case of one-dimensional monoatomic lattice. Let us consider atom which is interconnected with the another atom in the solid through the massless spring, and this whatever spring I am representing is nothing but the elastic force developed between the atoms in the case of vibration. Since I am considering one dimensional, I have just drawn this. Here it is made up of that is monoatomic, means the masses of all the atoms are m. Here let the atoms be 1, 2, 3 up till n. So let this be nth atom, and this will be n plus 1th atom, and this will be n minus 1th atom, and the corresponding displacement be un and un plus 1 and un minus 1. So you know that when the lattice is at equilibrium, each atom is positioned exactly at its same lattice site. Suppose lattice begins to vibrate, that is after gaining the thermal energy, suppose the lattice begins to vibrate, then each atom is displaced from its lattice site by a small amount. There will be a vibration here. Since these atoms interact with their neighboring atoms, the various atoms in the solid will also start to vibrate, so that the entire lattice is considered to be under vibration. Now let us consider this nth atom. Here the force exerted on n plus 1th atom due to nth atom will be given by, that is, force is directly proportional to the relative displacement. Force is directly proportional to the relative displacement of the atoms. That is, force is equal to some constant alpha, and this parameter alpha is known as interatomic force constant. This is alpha, interatomic force constant is equal to alpha into relative displacement of the atoms. That is, the force exerted on n plus 1th atom due to nth atom will be, the displacement will be un plus 1 minus un, where alpha is the interatomic force constant. Similarly, the force exerted on n minus 1th atom due to nth atom is given by F is equal to alpha into un minus 1 minus un. So the relative displacement, relative force due to the neighboring atoms on this UN will be equal to F is equal to alpha into UN plus 1 minus UN plus alpha into UN minus 1 minus UN, that is, let us take minus alpha common, so it is, see, minus minus I am taking common, so it will be 2 UN minus UN plus 1 minus UN minus 1. That is, you know, according to the Ohm's law, F is given by m, that is, we have considered mass to be m, that is, all the atoms are of same mass m into the force exerted on this atom. So it is, acceleration is d square un divided by dt square is equal to minus alpha 2 un minus un plus 1 minus un minus 1. So let us solve this equation. This is that one dimensional equation in the case of monoatomic lattice. We should solve this equation and then we will get the relationship between omega and q. So this is that equation, m into d square u by dt square is equal to minus alpha 2 un minus un plus 1 minus un minus 1. Now let us assume the solution of this equation to be of the form, that is, traveling wave un is equal to a amplitude into exponential I q xn. Here remember I am considering xn means the position of the nth atom. It is equal to n into a. What is n? Number of atoms, into a means lattice constant, that is distance between two atoms in that solid is a. So that xn is equal to n into a. In the previous case where if we have considered the solid to be continuous, there we had just taken it to be x, but here it will be q xn minus omega t. See here, the solution of this form means in the one-dimensional monoatomic lattice, the vibration is of same amplitude a, means the vibration of all the atoms will be having the same amplitude a, and the frequency will be same, that is, the frequency of oscillation will be omega itself. Now as I said, xn is the equilibrium position of the nth atom. Here, you know, by differentiating this twice, d square u by dt square is equal to minus a omega square e raised to I q xn minus omega t. Here just I have substituted xn is equal to n into a, and I have splitted this, that is, this can be written as e raised to I q n a into e raised to minus I omega t. For the further simplification, just I have splitted this and wrote. And un is equal to the same expression, but here in the place of xn I have substituted for n into a, and un plus 1th atom, here xn is replaced by xn plus 1, and n into a will be n plus 1 into a, and hence here it will be e raised to I q n a I q a minus I omega t. Similarly for n minus 1th atom it will be IQNA, here it is plus IQA, here we get minus IQA. Now let us substitute all this in this equation. So by substituting, what you get, that is minus m, this is d square u by dt square, minus alpha, which we have taken it to be common, and it is 2 un, this is what un, and u minus un plus 1, this is un plus 1, this is un minus 1. Here you can see that it is e raised to IQNA, e raised to IQNA, e raised to IQNA, IQNA. So this will get cancelled with the LHS. Similarly, e raised to minus I omega t, it's common in all the terms, so this will get cancelled. And of course a. So what remains is minus m omega square is equal to minus alpha, this 2 minus e raised to I qa minus e raised to minus I qa. Now you know that e raised to iy plus e raised to minus iy is equal to 2 cos y. So here let us use this to solve this equation. That is, we have taken it to be e raised to I qa, that is minus into minus will be plus, so this will be plus, and again we have taken minus common, so it is e raised to I qa plus e raised to minus I qa minus 2, means this is of this form. And we have substituted that here y is equal to q into a, so it is 2 cos qa minus 2. By taking 2 outside we get cos qa minus 1, that is again we take minus to be common, and just for the substitution 1 minus cos 2a is equal to 2 sin square a, that is here it is cos qa. So in what we have substituted is 1 minus cos 2 into qa by 2, that is equal to 2 sin square qa by 2. You will get 2 sin square qa by 2. So we have substituted 2 sin square qa by 2 in place of 1 minus cos qa. What we get is 2 alpha by m, that is constant, into 2 sin square qa by 2, that is 4 alpha by m sin square qa by 2. Omega square is equal to this. So if you take omega, this is square root of 4 alpha by m into sin qa by 2. That is, the dispersion relation omega and q are related in this form in the case of one-dimensional monoatomic lattice. Now let us see what we can get the information from this equation. This we may also write it as omega is equal to omega m into sin qa by 2, where omega m is equal to square root of 4 alpha by m. Why I have written it as omega m? Because it is the maximum frequency which can be attained. That is, when this is equal to 1, omega will be equal to this one. So that is itself the maximum. Sign can change from 0 and it can reach maximum up till 1. So when it reaches 1, omega will be equal to omega m, and hence this I am calling it as maximum frequency which can be attained in that oscillator. So let us discuss the properties. See, we have arrived at the equation omega is equal to square root of 4 alpha by m into sin qa by 2, and this can be written as omega m into sin qa by 2. Omega is equal to. Now let us draw the waveform. For that, first we will see, as I said, omega will be equal to omega m when this is equal to 1. When this will be equal to 1? When qa by 2 is equal to pi by 2, this product will be equal to m. So it means q is equal to pi by a. So when q is equal to pi by a, omega will be equal to, when q is equal to pi by m, omega will be equal to omega m. So if we draw the waveform of omega versus q, omega versus q, here maximum omega can be omega m, and this is q, and here it's pi by a, means here your omega will be equal to omega m. Here at this point pi by a, it will be equal to omega m, and at 2 pi by a, it should be again come to 0. At 0, sin 0, it will be 0, so it will be 0 as you go on increasing qa by 2, that is q value, as you go on increasing, omega will go on increasing, and it will reach the maximum and then drops and become 0 at 2 pi by a, and this goes on again, it start increasing like this, it continues. So what we had discussed in the last case, that is by considering the continuum model, what we had got the expression for omega. Omega is equal to square root of y by rho into q. That is omega is directly proportional to q. That is in the case of large lambda in the long wavelength region. That times I am drawing this dashed line, that is by treating it to be continuous. It would have been like this. But here, as I said, in this region, the both expression holds good. But for the smaller lambda values and larger q values, these deviate. So here we can see how much it starts deviating. So for this much value of q, it may hold good, that is in the long wavelength region, but in the other region it doesn't holds good. So that times you should apply this relation, that is it will vary linearly and then starts to bend towards the non-linearity and becomes minimum. So this is by taking solid to be continuum and here discrete. So this is one of the important thing which you need to understand. Now here we may get the relation between y and alpha. See here, omega is equal to square root of 4 alpha by m into sine qa by 2. Here it is y by rho into q. Now let us get the relation between these two. That is what we will get from y and alpha. See here, omega is equal to this. So you can equate this equation. Let us take it as 4 and this as 5. Equating equation 4 and 5, what you get? 4 alpha by m is into sine qa by 2 is equal to square root of y by rho into q. Now in this, when these are equal only in the long wavelength region, means smaller values of q. You know, when theta is small, sine theta is equal to theta. So what this will be, you are taking theta to be small, means q is small here. So sine qa by 2 is nothing but qa by 2. So it is 4 alpha by m into qa by 2, which is equal to square root of y by rho into q. See here you will get the relationship, that is q get cancelled, and here if you take square root outside, you will get 4 alpha by m into a square by 4 is equal to y by rho. 4 get cancelled. So what is rho? Rho is nothing but m by a cube. So this can be written as alpha by m into a square is equal to y into a cube by m. So m gets cancelled, a square, a will get cancelled. So alpha is equal to y into a. This is what we got here. That is the relation between the interatomic force constant alpha and the Young's modulus y is related by the lattice constant a. This is very important relation. So here today what we have studied is, by considering solid to be discrete, what will be the dispersion relation we have studied here. In the next video we will discuss about the one-dimensional diatomic lattice, means which is made up of two different masses. For example, NaCl, it is diatomic lattice. In that case, what happened to the dispersion relation? It will be little bit complex relation what we get in the diatomic lattice. Thank you.